I can't get over this next story because it's absolutely heartbreaking. This is from CNN of all places. They actually did a decent job with this. He can't hear you. Officers shoot and kill deaf man after giving verbal orders. Holy shit. His neighbors tried to tell police that Magdiel Sanchez was deaf. He can't hear you, they yelled as two officers, one armed with a gun and the other with a taser, gave Sanchez verbal commands to drop the metal pipe he was holding in his right hand. Minutes later, 35-year-old Sanchez was shot dead by one of the officers. It's unclear whether either officer heard the neighbor's warnings. Police said later they had confirmed with the victim's father that Sanchez was deaf. A neighbor, Julio Reyes, told CNN affiliate KFOR Sanchez was deaf and nonverbal and would communicate with hand movements. That's how we communicated with him, Reyes said. And he was actually, I believe he was frustrated, trying to tell the officers what was going on. Myself and my daughter were actually screaming that he was deaf, that he couldn't hear anything, and they proceeded on shooting him, Reyes said. The officer who shot and killed Sanchez on Tuesday night, identified by authorities as Sergeant Christopher Barnes, had been put on paid administrative leave, a paid vacation, pending a criminal investigation by the homicide unit, police said. That is usual department protocol, according to Oklahoma City Police Department spokesman Captain Bo Matthews. The officer, Lieutenant Matthew Lindsay, deployed his taser and has not been placed on leave, Matthews said. Okay, so apparently he was holding a lead pipe, and police were trying to get his attention because I think there was some sort of a hit and run or some sort of an incident, and they thought he was a suspect. So they tried to pull up to talk to him, and he was like sitting on his front porch, and he was holding a lead pipe, and they thought like, oh, that's the guy. And so they went to talk to him. He was trying to communicate with them that he can't, like, I can't communicate with you type thing. And they ended up shooting him and killing him. For anybody who thinks, well, what are we missing here? Maybe it was a threat. According to all the eyewitnesses, he was at least 15 feet away from them when they gunned him down. So the idea of the lead pipe as an actual weapon or whatever, he was holding it before they even showed up. I don't know why. I don't know if or what he was working on. But if he's 15 feet away and they gun him down and kill him. Now, by the way, when I was reading about this story and researching this story, I had gone on YouTube and typed in police kill deaf man. And there are stories from like a year ago and 3 years ago. Like this has happened multiple times where deaf people and mute people end up getting killed by police. One of them was just walking on the street and was killed by police. And there's another amazing article that I remember from a while ago. I think it was 2015 or 2016 that showed that in Norway, since 2002, that's a long time ago, police have killed a grand total of 2 people. From 2002 until like 2015, they killed 2 people. U.S. police in that time span have killed more than 2 deaf people. In the U.S., it's a little over 1,000 a year, people that police kill. Now, I'm not on the bandwagon of all cops are bad. I'm not. I'm of the belief that the system is bad. So, in other words, and we know this is a matter of fact, it's a matter of public record, cops are not trained to prioritize de-escalation tactics. They're trained to treat absolutely everything and everybody as a threat. And they're on DEFCON 1 from the second that they see you. By the way, I used to say like DEFCON 12 or whatever, just random numbers, but people said, no, the lower DEFCON is the one that's the more tense thing. I was like, oh, okay, so apparently DEFCON 1. They're on DEFCON 1 when they meet people, when they see people, and everybody's a threat. Now, I know it's difficult doing that job, but at the same time, if you're going to do that job, why don't we do it like other countries? Why don't we prioritize de-escalation tactics? Because if you did that, obviously the number of 1,000 people or more killed every year by cops would drop dramatically. So I think you have to massively redo the training I think you have to have civilian review boards. A lot of the solutions put forward by Campaign Zero are just very common sense solutions that would really improve the culture of policing in the country. So, what a heartbreaking story, man. A fucking deaf guy who was trying to communicate with the officers was killed. That's something that should be totally avoidable, and it's crazy that that's a thing that exists and is happening, and happens on a somewhat regular basis.